The House will come to order. Today, the national anthem. Members, that was Roxy Nelms from Weld Central FFA Chapter, Kingsburg, Colorado, guest of Representative Johnson. Thank you, that was beautiful. Pledge of Allegiance today will be led by Representative Lindsay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schiebel, please call the roll.
Representatives Bacon. AML Bacon.
Excused.
Barone. Basenecker. Bottoms.
Here.
Bradfield. Bradley. Brooks.
Present online.
Brown. Representative Brown.
Excused.
Caldwell.
Here.
Camacho. Carter. Representative Carter is here. Clifford. Rep. DeGraff is excused. Duran. English. Go for it. Representative English is excused. Espinoza. Foray. Flanell. Froelich. Garcia. Garcia Sander. Rep. Garcia Sander is excused. Gilchrist. Goldstein. Gonzalez. Hamrick. Hartsook. Jackson. Johnson. She's here. Joseph. Kelty. Leader. Lindsay. Luck. Lukens. Mabry. Marshall. Martinez. Morrow. McCormick. Wynn. Pascal. Thank you. Representative Pascal. Oh. Phillips. Richardson. Ricks. Rep. Ricks is excused. Rutinel. Ryden. Representative Ryden. What? Present. Sirota. Slaw.
Here. Online.
Smith. Rep. Soper is excused. Stewart K. Stewart R. Story. Representative Story is excused. Sukla. Taggart. Titone. Valdez A. Velasco.
Present.
Weinberg. Wilford. Winter. Woodrow. Woog. Zokai. And Madam Speaker.
With 59 present, 6 excused, we do have a quorum. Representative Zokai.
Madam Speaker, I am here. I did not do anything fun, but I do have muffins at my desk, so that's a thing.
I love it.
Madam Speaker, I move that the Journal of Thursday, February 19th, 2026 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Members, you've heard the motion that the journal be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Members, we are going to do announcements and introductions before we get into seconds. And thank you all. Those of you that signed up, I am very grateful. Representative Goldstein.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to serve with you.
It is a pleasure to serve with you.
I'd like to introduce my daughter's partner and his parents. They are visiting from Charlottesville, Virginia.
Representative Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today's hidden figure presented by the Black Caucus is Guy Bluford, Jr. He's a pioneering astronaut, engineer, and Air Force veteran who made history in 1983 as the first African American to travel into space aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger. Happy Black History Day.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Hartsook.
Good morning. Happy Friday, Madam Speaker.
Happy Friday.
Hoorah. Members, today's Friday. Guess who's here after you've eaten all the donuts and all your breakfast and all your burritos? We have the CDA, the Colorado Dental Association, is in the house, and they will walk around. Please visit with them and tell them thank you for everything they are doing. You should have gotten your little package on your desk the other day, so they're wandering around the lobby all morning long. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Brown.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to announce that the 350 Colorado Youth Action Committee is here today in the Capitol. I'm sure they'll be talking to you about environmental issues, and I really appreciate their engagement as young citizens in our process. So let's make sure you say hi.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to our students. Representative Johnson and AML Winter. Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today is Colorado FFA Day. We have a ton of blue jackets in the building. I encourage you all to make sure to stop by, say hi. We have multiple chapters, so I would almost be willing that you probably have one of your chapters in your district here today. And I do want to say today, because FFA is a foundation of beliefs, values, we are preparing our leadership for the future. We are helping them with their careers in the future by giving them the skills necessary to succeed in life. I would not be in this office today if it was not for Mr. Greg Ditter, who we unfortunately lost last year, wintertime. Unfortunately, he is now up with God, but he was like a second father to me. Having a single mother as a parent, he stepped up for me not just in FFA and in high school, but also in middle school and elementary, and that's what FFA does, is it's a family. They make sure you know how to get to classes on time. If your mom has a flat tire, FFA steps up At least that's what Mr. Greg Ditter did for me and made sure that we could get from 30 miles out of town to school on time. They help make sure that our projects, not just with, when I was raising goats or our livestock, but they help you fill out your college applications. They help you apply for jobs in the community. And they are there on your worst days through a breakup, a health issue, or just making sure if there's a death in the family, they rally, because FFA is more than a club, an organization. It is a way of life, and it is family. So I do want to just say the first part of the FFA Creed, because it does embody a lot of this. And Greg Ditter is the one that taught it and made sure that I, after countless hours, could get it right. I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturalists. With the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us through the struggles of former years.
AML Winter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I have a tradition that I've done in this building the last 3 years, and I usually do it during Agriculture Week, but since these kids have traveled in from all over the state, it's good to have rural kids in the building. Thank you for being here. I figured I would do this in honor of you all today because you are the future farmers of America. And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. I need somebody with arms strong enough to rustle a calf and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to call hogs, tame cantankerous machinery, come home hungry, have to wait until lunch until his wife's done feeding visiting ladies, then tell the ladies to be sure to come back real soon, and I mean it. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make a harness out of hay wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday at noon, and then paying from tractor back put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God had to have somebody willing to ride the ruts at double speed to get the hay in ahead of the rain clouds, and yet stop in midfield and race to help when he sees the first smoke from a neighbor's place. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to tame lambs and wean pigs, and tend the pink-combed pullets who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners. Somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk and replenish the self-feeder and finish a hard week's work with a 5-mile drive to church. Somebody who would bale a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam Speaker.
I like that.
At 10:30 to noon in the West Foyer, I know we're busy today, but please go and talk with many of our FFA leaders, members, advisors, parents, as they are going to offer some sweet treats and many stories on why this day is so important to them. We do have the FFA state leadership team on the side. We do have many chapters like Briggsdale and Grover and many others that I have had the honor to meet with and not meet with yet today. But please make sure if you have a point, 10:30 to noon, there are treats in the West Foyer, and go ask them why FFA is so crucial to them. Thank you.
Yes, AML Winter.
Would you all stand and be recognized,
Yes.
please?
Welcome, welcome. Thank you all. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the following bills be made special orders on February 20th, 2026 at 9:23 a.m. Senate Bill 10, Senate Bill 52, House Bill 1115, House Bill 1182, House Bill 1096, and House Bill 1142.
Seeing no objection, the bills listed by the Majority Leader will be made special orders today, February 20th at 9:23 a.m. Representative Zokai. Members, you have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, Representative Zokai will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request for reading a bill at length. Committee reports are printed and in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen on iLegislate and in today's folder on your box account. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the Majority Leader, and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to Senate Bill 10.
Senate Bill 10 by Senators Roberts and Pelton B, also Representatives McCluskey and McCormick, concerning clarification of definitions used in connection with the taxation of agricultural property.
Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you.
Members, I move Senate Bill 10 and invite you to join us, particularly on Future Farmers of America Day, to vote yes for a bill that supports the future of our agricultural industry. I'm going to keep going.
Oh, Madam Speaker, to the bill, yes.
Thank you. For the past 2 years, the Water Resources and Agricultural Review Committee has been working on how we can better define agricultural land for the use of a property tax exemption. I have a constituent in my district who happens to use a small parcel of land in Grand County to raise meat chickens and pigs. Right now, meat chickens and pigs do not fall under our definition of agricultural land for agricultural production uses. In partnership with our assessors, in partnership with many of our ag leaders, we were able to redefine both farming, ranching, and how agricultural land can be used for this property tax exemption. We know this exemption is important for young new farmers and ranchers who are starting out on their businesses, and we're excited to bring this definition so that more members of Colorado can qualify for this important tax break. I urge a yes vote.
Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, just a little more details on this. This does specify that a ranch must operate through a pasture-based livestock system. So, and that definition of that is in statute for the very first time and will require that the livestock have regular access to open pasture and that they derive a majority of their diet through grazing. So that's what really makes this very specific, and will make sure that those operations that have animals that are being raised in this way are different than your backyard chickens. So it's a very, very specific definition, and it will definitely support these smaller parcels of land. We're losing a lot of agricultural land across our state, and so being able to open up access to these smaller parcels that are doing this pasture-based raising of animals will help support those small and beginning farmers. So we urge an aye vote on this bill, and I hope you can support it.
Representative Suka.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a very good bill, and I hope we can get this out of here unanimous. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 10. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 10 passes. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to Senate Bill 52.
Senate Bill 52 by Senators Roberts and Catlin, also Representatives Lukens and Morrow, concerning coal transition communities and in connection therewith, providing a hiring preference for coal transition workers in coal transition communities and expanding the allowable ways in which a public entity may deposit or invest just transition money.
Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 52.
To the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are going to discuss what this bill does, but we do have a few amendments that we need to bring, so we're going to actually start with amendments. I move L4 to Senate Bill 52 and ask that it be properly displayed.
That is a proper motion. Give us one moment. The amendment is before us. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Amendment L4 is to provide that a business may hire a non-coal worker if the coal worker was not qualified. This was requested in ongoing stakeholding, and it restates with what the bill already says, with the preference goes to qualified coal transition workers. We ask for a yes vote on L4.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of L4 to Senate Bill 52. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. L4 is adopted. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Amendment L5 to Senate Bill 52 and ask that it be properly displayed.
That is a proper motion. And members, the noise level is a 6-7.
Oh.
Did that for my kids. They're going to really hate it. But really, it's loud. All right, the amendment is before us. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. L5 provides that the hiring preference applies to employment only in coal transition communities. We ask for a yes vote on L5.
Still so loud. Okay, seeing no further discussion, the question before us is the adoption of L5 to Senate Bill 52. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. L5 is adopted. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Amendment L6 to Senate Bill 52 and ask that it be properly displayed.
That is a proper motion. And L6 is before us. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. L6 provides that the preference applies to an individual who works or worked in a Colorado coal transition facility instead of a Colorado worker working in a facility. We ask for your yes vote on L6.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of L6, the Senate Bill 52. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. L6 is adopted. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I now will go to the bill
Excellent.
and touch base on Senate Bill 52. As many of you know, I represent Northwest Colorado, and I have 2 coal transitioning communities in my district. And this bill is for the coal transition workers that have powered Colorado for decades. The loss of coal-related employment has a profound economic impact and personal impacts on workers, their families, and the communities that depend on them like mine. This bill keeps coal transition workers first in line for emerging and ongoing job demand by ensuring qualified workers receive a first opportunity for jobs in their community, and we ask for your yes vote on Senate Bill 52.
Representative Morrow.
Thank you. As many of you know, I also represent a coal transitioning section of Colorado, and I would like to mention that Section 3 of this bill is also very important to our communities, which authorizes to deposit or invest settlement or payment funds that they receive to offset socioeconomic impacts from coal facility closures. And I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 52? Seeing none, the question before us is its passage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 52 passes. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1115.
House Bill 1115 by Representatives Basenecker and Stewart Kay, also Senators Roberts and Bright, concerning modifications to the prepaid wireless telecommunications service charges.
Representative Stewart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It was a pleasure to serve with you until the 6, 7.
My kids would agree with you, but it's still a pleasure to serve with you.
I move House Bill 26, 1115, and the committee report.
To the Finance Committee report. Representative Stewart.
We better tee up 911 because it's about to get hot in here.
That's right. That's right.
Agreed. Full endorsement. Speaker Pro Tem Basenecker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In committee, we adopted an amendment that exempts federal lifeline plans from the bill, and we'd ask for your support.
Is there any further discussion on the Finance Committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is its passage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Finance Committee report is adopted. To the bill. Speaker Pro Tem Basenecker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In short, this bill simply reinstates the existing 911 surcharge on prepaid cell phone plans to fund 911 and 988 emergency service systems in our state. Historically, that has been a surcharge that has applied to all wireless phones. There was a ruling in 2025 which called into question certain plans. This bill just simply seeks to reinstate that long-standing funding for those 911 and 988 services. Critically important so that when you pick up the phone in the event of an emergency, someone is on the other side answering that phone, and the response is what you would expect it to be, which is timely and appropriate. Same thing with 988 services. Really important for our state to folks have that lifeline to help when they most need it. We would ask for your support.
I'm good.
Members. I am out of Gen Z slang, but it is way too loud in here. Please take your conversations to the side.
Keep it down.
That didn't get much better, I'll be honest. But, okay. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1115? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1115. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1115 is adopted. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1182.
House Bill 1182 by Representatives Lindsay and Sukla, also Senators Kipp and Rich, concerning the continuation of the Veterinary Pharmaceutical Advisory Committee and in connection therewith, implementing the recommendation contained in the 2025 Sunset Report by the Department of Regulatory Agencies to repeal the Veterinary Pharmaceutical Advisory Committee.
Representative Lindsay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 261182.
To the bill.
This bill repeals the Veterinary Pharmaceutical Advisory Committee in September of this year, as recommended by the Department of Regulatory Agencies as part of the 2025 Sunset Review. This board has not met since 2021. It is unnecessary, and it's time for it to go. So we urge an aye vote.
Representative Sukla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is good governance at work. We're getting rid of the fluff, and I would say vote yes for this bill.
Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As the only veterinarian in the General Assembly, I just wanted everyone to know that I have given my stamp of approval to this bill. This is a piece of governance that needs to go, so please vote yes.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1182? Seeing none, the question before us is its passage. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1182 passes. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1096.
House Bill 1096 by Representatives Foray and Johnson, also Senator Rich, concerning access to direct primary care services for Colorado Medicaid members.
Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And members of the committee, I introduce House Bill 26-1096, the Colorado Medicaid Access to Primary Care Services. That's it. No, we have to do the committee report.
Representative Johnson, would you like to move the bill and the committee report?
And move the committee report.
To the Health and Human Services Committee report.
To move the Health and Human Services Committee report.
Yes, to the committee report. Who would like to speak on it?
Yes.
Is there any discussion on the Health and Human Services Committee report?
Oh, yes. Yes, Madam Chair.
Representative Johnson.
Yes, we did an amendment because we have been stakeholding this. I know I have for over the last 2 years, bringing everybody that this is going to affect to the table. And one of the things we heard is because Colorado and Kentucky are one of the only 2 states that don't allow for direct primary care and Medicaid usage if they pay cash. And so we heard that the communities don't know if a direct primary care, by allowing them to have Medicaid patients visit them, if this would disrupt the regular care system. So we added an amendment that after, in 2029, that we would come to the SMART Act and hear from HCPF on the data collecting if this really did skew the market or not. So that way we could add that comfort level and see how this is affecting our health.
Representative Frey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I'm very honored to jump on this bill with Representative Johnson. There were some concerns around DPC as direct primary care as a whole, and we wanted to make sure that that was addressed. So we put that 2-year amendment in to make sure that people could see the data that they had concerns about, to see if this, in fact, is a program that might change the outcomes of Medicaid and the clients and the providers and the members. So we ask for a yes vote on this, and thank you for your support.
Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the Health and Human Services Committee report to House Bill 1096. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Health and Human Services Committee report passes. To the bill. Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this is something I've heard from my communities. I have communities that we have health deserts, folks. I have a county that has no hospital, no clinic, and when a Medicaid patient calls to see if they can get seen, because we're backlogged in my area 6 to 8 weeks, and the only other option is the emergency room. And so we have direct primary cares in my area. I've talked along the Eastern Plains. This is a rural issue that we're seeing, that if they want to get seen, they have to travel multiple hours, multiple miles, find time for childcare, take off of work, find that cash pay for their gas, or overutilize the ER room. This is an option to allow them to pay cash to get seen sooner. This is a 2 opt-in approach. We are not forcing either. If they want to come to this as a solution, we are trying to find ways, because we are in a healthcare issue right now. There is no perfect solution, but for my rural communities, they can't afford always to travel 2, 3, 4 hours or a couple hundred miles to get care, and they don't always know how to get to the ER unit for a smaller acute chronic issue. So we encourage yes vote for rural communities and make sure that we have access for all of our patients, regardless of where they live.
Thank you, Representative Johnson. One moment, Rep. Foray.
Don't worry, I'll talk loud.
Members, I can barely hear our bill sponsors. Please take your conversations off the floor You may grab a muffin at my desk on your way out, but please keep the volume down. Representative Foray.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I appreciate Rep. Johnson bringing something that could be a potential solution for the rural communities. I'm not an expert in rural community healthcare, and I respect and honor what she believes will help her community and rural communities across the state, which is why I'm coming on this bill and trying to help make sure that it moves forward. We have a lot of challenges in healthcare right now, especially on Medicaid. This is an option that might be able to help, and we have that 2-year amendment that will allow for us to review that data to make sure that this is in fact helping. We ask for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1096? Seeing none, the question before us is its passage. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1096 is adopted. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1142.
House Bill 1142 by Representatives Taggart and Basenecker concerning child advocacy centers in cases of child maltreatment.
Speaker Pro Tem Basenecker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you.
I move House Bill 1142 and the Health and Human Services Committee report.
To the committee report. Is there any discussion on the Health and Human Services? Speaker Pro Tem Basenecker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Rep. Taggart, to talk about what we did in committee before we move one amendment.
Representative Taggart.
The committee report, excuse me, the committee report just strictly looked at a situation from a standpoint, because there are many stakeholders involved in this particular bill about child advocacy centers, and we wanted to make sure, absolutely sure, that the definitions worked for all the stakeholders, and in this one in particular, definitions that came by way of our trial lawyers.
Is there any further discussion? Speaker Pro Tem Basenecker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move L3 to House Bill 1142 and ask that it be properly displayed.
And you are moving L3 to the committee report? Yes, okay. That is a proper motion. And it is displayed. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This amendment comes at the request of our counties to resolve a potential conflict in Title 19. It just simply moves two definitions into the bill: Child Advocacy Center Multidisciplinary Team, and also child maltreatment, to make sure that the interpretation of those two terms is clear, both in line with this bill and also where they also live in Title 19. We would ask for your support.
Members, I cannot hear our sponsors. Please take your conversations to the side. Is there any further discussion on Amendment L3? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of Amendment L3 to the Health and Human Services Committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. L3 is adopted. To the committee report. Seeing no further discussion on the committee report, the question before us is its passage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Health and Human Services Committee report passes. To the bill. Representative Taggart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you, sir.
And hopefully my voice will carry, because it's quiet. I know that.
Seems like you need to be louder today.
House Bill 26-1142 addresses child advocacy centers, of which we have 19 of them across the state of Colorado within our judicial districts. Up until now, they have not been defined very well. There have been notations about these child advocacy centers, but this bill does in fact address a particular definition of child advocacy centers, puts forward a structure, a foundational structure of how they operate, how it's a multidisciplinary team that works on this, and also protects them and protects our children from the standpoint of confidential information and sharing of information within that team and giving them some immunity on that, provided they operate in a above-the-board manner. And it's very necessary to bring this statute forward, and I would ask for a yes vote.
Speaker Pro Tem Basenecker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just for some additional context, and it really is a pleasure to work on this legislation with Representative Taggart. Appreciate his leadership in this space. These centers respond to some of the most serious and complex cases involving child sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect, trafficking, and exposure to violence. If you have not had a chance to tour a CAC in your community or somewhere in the state of Colorado, I would encourage you to do that at your earliest convenience. At the end of the day, you will learn so much about the vital work these centers do, and I hope as a part of that tour you can say thank you to the folks who are working diligently to keep these kiddos not only safe, but also restore a path to justice for these families and for these victims of some really heinous crimes. So we would ask for your support on the bill.
Representative Espinoza.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just rise in support of this bill as well. I do have a CAC in my district. I have had the opportunity to visit that CAC and see the amazing work that they are doing. This is a vital center to help young people who have been engaged in some situation where they may end up in court, they may be testifying. There are forensic testimonials that are taken, so they are trauma-informed people who help the children go through the system. They also then help the families navigate reducing the trauma that happens to children. So CACs are critically important, and actually defining it in the statute, making it clear where the guardrails are, is such a vital step forward. And so I really encourage and I vote on this bill as well. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1142? Seeing none, the question before us is its passage. All those in favor say aye. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1142 is adopted. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Schiebel, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your Committee of the Whole begs leave to report it as under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof and making the following recommendations thereon. House Bills 1096 as amended, 1115 as amended, 1142 as amended, 1182 passed on second reading, ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading final passage. Senate Bills 10 and 52 as amended, passed on second reading, ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading final passage.
Representative Zokai. Members, there are no amendments at the desk. The motion before us is the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Bottoms, how do you vote?
No.
Representative Bottoms votes no. Representative Velasco, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Velasco votes yes. Representative Brooks, how do you vote?
No.
Representative Brooks votes no. Representative Slaw, how do you vote? Representative Slaw, you are on mute. Representative Slaw is excused. Representative Joseph. Representative Joseph, that is $1 fine, please. Please close the machine. With 42 ayes, 16 no, and 7 excused, the report is adopted. Any final announcements or introductions today, members? Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to lay over the balance of the calendar till Monday, February 23rd, 2026.
Seeing no objection, the balance of the calendar will be laid over until Monday, February 23rd. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
The House will stand in recess until later today.